Well, Brandon, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
man.
much. This really means a lot. This really means a lot. It's something that I have never imagined that will happen, but here we are. Look at us.
Hey, man, look at us. Who would have thought, huh? Look at us. That's awesome. I mean, I'm happy to be here. Thank you. You don't have to thank me. Thank you for having me on here. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, man. I don't know if you know this, but the names Brandon Davis and comicbook.com are very well known in Latin America and Spain. You're a great source of information, and that's why this opportunity really means a lot for me. So I want to start by asking you, um, how do you got into the world of entertainment journalists, and where does this passion came from?
Um, I mean, first of all, thank you to everybody who who you may be referencing. It's always bizarre to me when anybody kind of knows me at all, or knows my work, or thinks they know me, or anything like that. It's really cool. It's also a big responsibility. But thank you for allowing me to do this job and continuing to follow it and trust me with it. It means a lot. But to answer your question, I just loved movies and television and comics, especially as I got older. I mean, as a kid, I was really into like I mean, I'm watching Daredevil again this week, but like those movies, X-Men, Fantastic Four, the X-Men animated series, the Batman movies, like Christian Bale's Batman movies, the Batman the animated series. There's all that stuff, and then I had a comic book store in New Jersey I would go to. That it was called the Record Stores in Howell, New Jersey. And I remember like buying Batman, Superman, a lot of X-Men books back in the day. And I just really enjoyed movies. I loved going to the movies. I'd go to the movies with my mom. I remember I just remember falling in love with films and like the TV show Lost and stuff like that. I just really was fascinated with how it was all made. I wanted to make movies. I wanted to be an actor, a director. Uh, and I didn't really see an avenue to support myself and my family and my mom in doing that. But I did see an opportunity to make money and make a career in journalism and hosting and in producing. And journalism feels like a weird word to me because I do more of like, I barely break news anymore. I just kind of host interviews and I try to be fun and entertaining while discussing the news. So I'm not really even sure what to call myself. But yeah, I was in school. I took a journalism class. I started doing movie reviews on the local news station for free because I just went to the movies every week. They offered me a job as a morning news producer. I emailed Comic Book and I was like, hey guys, I got this job offer. I graduate soon. I do this video content over here. You guys don't have video content. Can I do this at comicbook.com? And 8.5 years ago, they said yes. So ever since then, just been doing it and growing and just finding opportunities and taking swings and sometimes missing and being quiet about the misses. Like when we try something and we fail, I don't call too much attention to it, but people will see it. But I try to celebrate the wins and also acknowledge the failures and learn from them and do better. I don't know. It's an interesting road where you just kind of have to see all the opportunities and just go down each one as it presents itself. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome, awesome. And something that is something that I really love about the things that you do is that we see you at a lot of premieres. We see you a lot. What is the experience like? Be at them. Do you still feel the same excitement as you did when to attend to your first one?
I have to be honest. I premieres are very much networking events now. They're great places to meet people who you can have on your show, or you can interview, or you can learn from, or you can help and provide, advice to. So premieres are really networking opportunities. They're also really exciting because every once in a while you'll run into somebody and be like, oh my gosh, that's that person. You're you play this, but like, I grew up watching you. So that always happens, but I always try to play it cool now because I've been doing this for so long. And I am aware that when I go to those events, oftentimes there are a lot of people who do know who I am. Oftentimes there are people who have no idea who I am, but I'm always like, I don't want to be remembered as the guy who was freaking out every time I go to one of these, even if on the inside I'm screaming. So I remember the first premiere I ever went to for work was Ant-Man. I worked the red carpet and I was thrilled. I didn't even get to go to the movie. I wasn't invited to the movie. I just did interviews on the red carpet and did a few interviews. Didn't even get everybody. And the first Marvel premiere I ever attended was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I mean, I was hyped. I learned how to tie a tie in the car on the way to it by watching a YouTube video. So I've come a long way. Yeah.
Awesome. No, I want to say that I take a lot of things that you do as a inspiration, because I have my outlet. I create this like 2023, 8 years ago, when I was at high school. It was just a hobby, and things happen, and we're here.
Exactly.
So
And that's all it is. That's exactly what it is. It's easier said than done, but what it comes down to is you have to try. You have to start. And that's what you're doing. I mean, I love it for you, man. I've been seeing you guys online forever now, and you have a huge account because you guys do good work. So it all starts with starting.
thank you.
Yeah.
And okay, so I have this question, because I think it's a very interesting one.
Okay.
There's a lot of people saying at social media that the superheroes movies are dying. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, I disagree. I think people will go see good movies. I think if you look at the box office for Marvel movies specifically, through the Infinity Saga, 2008 to 2019, if you take the Avengers movies out, globally, they averaged $779 million. Phase 4 and Phase 5, globally, averaged $776 million. And that includes Black Widow, which went straight to Disney+. So people will go. Spider-Man No Way Home, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, even like, when did Joker come out? Joker would have been Joker would have been 2019, I think. But like these movies, if you make movies with good characters and good stories, people will still go. But I think that the appeal of just saving the world is gone. That has gone by the wayside. But if you make a story about a family, about an interesting character, about a character who has interesting dynamics and complexities, and has interesting powers and abilities, and you find creative ways to showcase that visually, that's all very important. And if you just tell a story, if you just have cameos and you think they're going to sell the film, well, in the case of The Flash and Doctor Strange, it doesn't work. Even though Strange made over $800 million, but ultimately people left like, I wanted more. A lot of people did. Some people loved it. The Flash had 1 million cameos, but they didn't do anything. They just kind of were there. So I think that the multiverse stuff, people will say nobody wants multiverse, but then we go see Across the Spider-Verse. It's an amazing movie, and everybody goes and sees it, and they love it, and they go see it again and again. We all can't wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse. What it comes down to is a good story. I don't think it matters the genre. Barbie and Oppenheimer just proved that. Superheroes keep proving that. If you make a good movie with good characters from a good storyteller, we'll all go.
I think exactly the same, because it's about that. It's about good movies, not just, okay, we're gonna make the third movie of this, the second movie. No, you have to make good movies if you want to get people to cinemas. And so
Exactly.
that's what's happening right now. And I really disagreed with that, because it's not true. It's not true.
I agree. I think it used to be easier for these movies to make money, for superhero movies to make money, but I think it still just comes down to, if you make an entertaining movie, a good, compelling movie with emotion, with heart, with story, with action, with compelling cinematography and visuals, we'll go. Everybody will still go. We want it. People want it. I want it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to continue without saying that, as a person, in my personal opinion, I really appreciate your job, man. I really appreciate everything you do. And I think I really appreciate the side that you're a very family person. You love your family. I have seen you talking a lot about your mom, and I really appreciate that side of you.
Thank you,
really
man.
love
Thank you
that.
so much for saying that. Yeah, I mean, I love my mom. Take care of my mom. My mom moved into my house. I haven't said that anywhere, but my mom just moved into my house so I can help take care of her. And I love my family, and that's a big reason why I push myself so hard, because I think we all would take care of a family if we can, and I'm very fortunate that I can. So it's yeah, thank you so much for saying that. Thank you.
Awesome,
I
awesome,
keep a
man.
lot of my personal life to myself online, but yeah, it's important to me that my mom is one piece of my personal life that I'm not afraid to share, because I'm proud of her and I love her, and yeah, it's thank you. Thank you.
What advice did you, if you have one, for there's a lot of people that don't want to create their outlets and being to do this thing that we do, reviewing films, and someday have the opportunity to get that first invite to a screening or interview. What advice do you have for that people?
I mean, the number one thing is you have to start. You have to create the content. You have to figure out what content you want to create and why. And you have to really believe in it, because if you don't, people will know. If you don't know what you're talking about, people will know. If you don't care, people will know. You won't enjoy it. So the first thing is you have to start, figure out what it is and do it. And then after that, I would say look at other people who do what you want to do and do it well. Look at the content that you consume and think about, how can I put my spin on this? How can I do my version of this? I'm not saying copy it, steal it, but by any means. On social media and in the media, a lot of it comes from learning from other people who do what you want to do. Look at that stuff and say, wow, why was this video successful? Why was this article successful? Why was this interview good? And why are people watching it? And just start analyzing it that way and apply that to your own work and make your version of that. That's what it is. That's what I mean. Influencers might not admit it, but that's what everybody's doing. Like, they're all looking at each other and they're all figuring out, okay, well, that's what trends are. It's what works. Do what works. But be original, and don't be afraid to be original, and be honest. Because if you're not original and you're not honest and you don't do things your way, people will just go follow those other people. There's no reason to. So be passionate, be honest, but also consistent and patient. It takes time. It takes a long time. I've been at this for 8.5 years, man. I remember when I first started at comicbook.com, I was putting stuff in envelopes. I was the mail. I was transcribing other people's press conferences. When there were events in Los Angeles, and they didn't want to send me out, they wanted to send somebody who lived out there. I was like, you know what? No, I will figure it out. I'll get myself there. I'll sleep on a friend's couch. For years, I was sleeping on couches in LA just so that I could do the Captain America Civil War junket. And I didn't even have interviews. I just was going to the press conference. So you got to be willing to make those sacrifices. Hopefully you don't have to sleep on couches. Hopefully you have, the means to get the hotel or something like that. But it takes time. And now I'm very fortunate. If I go out to LA, I usually get to stay in a pretty cool hotel. And I've been all over the world with work. And I think it's because I was so annoying. I was so persistent. I was like, I got to be there. I got to go. And I kind of always tried to figure out as best I could what it took to get there, and made it happen one way or another. So patience, consistency, originality, honesty, and awareness are all really important.
Thank you for bringing this about how was your first junkets and all that, because I really started doing junkets and attending to screenings 3 years ago in
Okay.
2020.
Yeah.
2020 or 2021, I don't remember pretty well, because I was at my house and I say, hey, I'm doing this for a long time, and I think I can make something more with this. So then I start looking for a lot of emails, and I begin to send emails like a crazy man. And well, here we are.
Hey, that's exactly what it is, though. That's exactly what it is. When I first started, I sent so many emails to so many people. I remember my first, I think, big interview that I remember getting picked up everywhere was David Ramsey from Arrow, and he said something about, he said he wanted to play the Green Lantern, and he kind of teased like maybe that'd be cool. And I remember I was driving from Nashville to South Carolina when I started to see that it was going everywhere, and I was just like, every time I'd refresh my phone, every time I stopped the car, another outlet picked it up, and I was like, wow, that's what this is like. This is amazing. And I was so proud of that. I started emailing everybody from The Walking Dead, everybody from the Marvel Universe. Most of them don't respond, or they say no. But the ones that do say yes, you make the most of it, and that's it. You have, and then you use that to get the next one. And it's just, it never ends. It just keeps going, and you just keep growing and learning and using, each opportunity to make the next one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey man, keep it up.
Brandon, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this conversation that we have. How to say it? I really love the work that you do. I really enjoy everything that I say. Every interview that when I saw it on YouTube, the last one with Angel Manuel Soto, man,
he's so cool.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Thank you, man. Mucho gracias. Blue Beetle, I think I can't share my thoughts or reaction to the film yet.
Yeah, we're still on embargo. Yeah.
I have to say though, have you seen it?
Yes.
Dude, I'm just a white dude, I know, but I grew up around a lot of Latino culture in New Jersey with family and friends that I really admire Latino culture. And I thought that movie did such a good job. So I hope I'm not incorrect, but I loved it. I loved that. I love that representation in Blue Beetle, and I was thrilled to see it. And I saw friends afterwards who were just thrilled to see that on the big screen. So I mean, I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really cool.
Warner hosts the first big premiere here in Puerto Rico. So Soto comes. That was my first red carpet.
That's awesome.
So I have the chance to meet Angel Manuel Soto. I made him a question, and then we saw the movie. And I can't say anymore.
Yeah, but we can't say our thoughts on the movie yet. I don't know when. Hopefully soon.
I hope so.
But hey, I'm proud of you, man. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for this time.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope we get to talk again soon, man. Thank you.